Commission have produced a report, Open Innovation, Future of EU's Innovation Policy. Are you impressed by this report? You've said that there are some arresting statements among the nice pros. What would you like to pull out as the main pointers for the future?
Well, I think it's an excellent report. It's even exciting. It's on a central question of how you get more innovation in Europe. And I think its calls for flexibility and experimentation are really quite important because too often the programs are too rigid and too much focus on accountability rather than the results in terms of greater growth, greater jobs, new products, new processes, and ways to address social challenges. The Commission is playing a catalytic role, particularly under Commissioner Moedas' leadership in trying to improve the existing programs. And I think, or indeed I hope, there'll be some receptivity to the idea of leveraging national and regional assets as well. The Commission, however rich it is in resources, will never have enough to do everything that is needed across all of Europe. And many of these things have to be done by people and by institutions in these regions. And I think the call to increase the flexibility of institutions and to learn from other models are really very important. The other thing is that, we talked about the need for greater venture capital, but there's also need for support all across or up the whole innovation ladder, everything from within the university out to the startup and then the scaling issue. And the scaling of larger firms is something I would argue will happen if the product and the competitiveness is there. It's encouraging to see that there's more and more resources being put into this space. But there also is a really rich, diversified economy of SMEs that are quite capable of doing new products. Germany is an outstanding model of that process, and so is Italy. So crucial that not everything will succeed all the time. And the Commission needs to be more comfortable with that, but so do the member states and so do the populations. Innovation is a little bit like basketball. You have to shoot in order to win, and you can't expect to put the ball through the basket every time. Otherwise, it's not basketball. And innovation is the same way. So you have to have that tolerance. I was talking in Australia in their parliament, and the Prime Minister said, well, we're going to try a number of things, and we'll fix them on the fly if they don't work. And that attitude is, we know where we're going, and we will just keep adjusting as we go to make sure it works. That's what you need to do here in Europe, and that's what was encouraging about this report.